Well, we've got to move straight into this next series. If you've been watching the Summer Shuffle so far, you'll know who this next team is, the Omelette, the underdog story perhaps of the playoffs. We'll have to find out. This is going to be the story. They're coming up against Team Envy, obviously with Turbo. It's going to be exciting. I'm going to leave you guys to it. Take it away.
So, Omelette looking to continue on with their run, but they take on a Team Envy that is the most recent winners over in North America after they took the Brawl 10K. As for Omelette, this is going to be their biggest test. I think the biggest test more than anything else is not necessarily if they can hold off the defense, but more a case of can they create their opportunities to beat Team Envy?
Yeah, if their creativity, if their offense is anywhere near the quality of that team logo image, then they're onto a winner here today. That is just
okay. Is that a Google search, or do you think one of them actually made it?
I like to think that somebody made that, but it is such a high definition image of an omelet. I don't even like eggs, and I'm kind of interested to know what that tastes like. But yeah, this is time now to find out if their run can go on. Omelette very much up against it here on paper.
Well, the good news is they are in the upper bracket. Whoever loses this has got plot twist. In the lower side, Lion Blaze had to get that one above the crossbar. Did fail to do so. And Turbo more than happy to welcome his opponents to the series.
Well, Turbo means business right now. He's in the Octane. This is full sweat, try hard mode, engaged. And I like that, honestly. After yesterday, Envy didn't look that intimidating, really, and they should be an intimidating lineup. You look at the names, you should be afraid to play against these guys, but they really were kind of just defending for the majority and waiting for a mistake that oftentimes doesn't happen at this highest level.
Definitely does not, and with Envy already taking the lead, they are going to be tougher than ever to try and break down. Lion Blaze looking to try and do so. He has had a fantastic tournament for himself so far, looking to continue it here up against Team Envy. Turbo off the backboard. He's got Atomic up in support, who will look to latch onto it. Drops the ball straight down. Turbo will turn, and Turbo will get his shot saved by Lion Blaze. That is crucial, and he makes up for giving Turbo the earlier shot on goal. Now counterattacks. Looks for the top corner. Everyone committed, but triple the chance to save it.
This is some good stuff early on by both teams. I would have loved to see a pass across from Turbo in that last position instead of going for the shot on a defended net. Turbo being disinvolved in the offense is definitely a good thing for Envy. He's a very creative player, and he knows how to bring the best out of his teammates. He's shown us so many times in the past that he can do that on pretty much any roster you put him on. It's a good start for Envy having an early goal. They're not going to have to rely on that defensive style that they did show us yesterday, sitting back and for minutes upon minutes into an overtime. Physical play by Luke, unable to create enough of an opening for freshness. These guys are not phased as of yet by the big names that they're up against. Why should they be? They've played so well this tournament.
And they've already taken some very interesting scalps. Taking down G2. So far, looking okay in here in game number one. Lion Blaze continuing to be the main focal point of their offense and of their rotation just in general. He is allowed to break out a little bit more often than his teammates, and he's going to end up leaving it as Turbo looks to try and create another opportunity for his team. That second goal might end up being enough, especially with how notoriously difficult it is to score against this new Envy lineup. They are being outpaced at the moment. Omelette, really more than anything else, are just getting stuck a second or two behind when they want to challenge.
Yeah, they do need to keep an eye out for Atomic in particular. An absolute monster mechanically. Can create goals from impossible positions. This is a chance though for Omelette. Lion Blaze decides not to dive in. Instead, follows up the pass with a backboard to Freshness, who's hit the post. This has been a reasonable passage of play for Omelette. They need to do one better, and that could be it as, oh my goodness, it's off the bar, scramble as it goes into Freshness, and then wide, but in from Lion Blaze shot. It wasn't a fast one, but it was enough to get past Turbo, who had no momentum, no boost on the goal line.
I love the new Team Envy style of defense. Just jump and flip, everyone. As long as we all keep doing it, we'll cover plenty of the goal. Was working for plenty of time until Lion Blaze ends up getting that goal. We are now at one goal each. Atomic to the corner. He's been providing incredibly well throughout this week. He's going to see the ball go straight past Freshness. Doing a great job. Didn't get to steal the mid 100 boost. In fact, he's seen the other mid 100 boost taken away. Atomic pass back to Mist. Mist launches. Wants to test that backboard defense, and Lion Blaze will take it down. At the very least, it was going to be possession, but instead, another mistake from Omelette. Ball flicked over the top. Luke showing off that he's got some 1v1 skill in him. But Envy shaky on a few occasions.
Yeah, there's been, double commits from Envy several times this weekend. This series, no exception so far. Omelette are showing composure well beyond their years and well beyond their competitive experience. Freshness hits the post again. Want to see more shots on target from Omelette. They've had quite a few chances to just bounce off the far post, which is not the post you want to be hitting if you are going to miss. You'd rather hit the near post because then it's going to bounce into the middle instead of bouncing wide. That's wide open, and Turbo's center bounces off the near post. Dangerous for Omelette to leave their net open in these kind of positions. They've gotten away with it. Envy's still pushing late in the game.
Has everybody committed to the corner, though, from Omelette. Freshness might offer an opportunity for Luke to move in, who came for it incredibly late. There might have been a chance to start up there for Omelette. Instead, Luke choosing the passive route, and we are going to go over to overtime, and we're going to immediately start it with Turbo scrambling back. He's already going to lose the 100. So that's going to leave him in a tough spot, at least to start us off here in our golden goal. Atomic for Mist. Mist goes for net. And what a great passing play it was. Deserved a better finish.
Yeah, that shot was just really nothing from Mist. He had so much time to pick his spot and to slam that ball. Instead, he's hit it straight at the defender. Well, was the ball even moving? That's what I want to ask. It looked so slow that I think it may have not even been moving. This shot could have been so much better from Mist.
Turbo tried to win it, but another good save from Freshness. Now Atomic from the backboard will be forced to drop. Omelette not able to collect just as quickly as they would like to. Over to the corner, Atomic. He's going to be free to play as how he wants. Not overly clean, but Turbo has taken two players out. Atomic looks to try and set up as quickly as he possibly can into the midfield. Missed to try and put right his earlier wrong. Couldn't do so. Atomic couldn't make contact. Omelette have taken game one, and realistically, this is a shot that should never be going in.
Oh my goodness. Turbo in the middle of nowhere. I don't know if he got bumped or something. You just saw him there in the replay right as this shot came in, that he was on no boost, completely motionless, and it looked like both Mist and Atomic were assuming he was rotating back. And that's what gave Mist the confidence to just bang that one at the near post and hope for the best. Obviously, when you hit the near post hard and there's nobody rotating back, it's just a wide open net for the goalkeeper, and Omelette just take game one under pressure. Yeah, you have to think that something else was going on there because it did look really weird when we just see Turbo completely stationary in a position where everybody thought he would be retreating back to his net.
Yeah, it's strange to see that sort of positioning mistake, especially from someone like Turbo. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to give Omelette their due here. We've been speaking about them all week long like they are, a nice little side attraction to this tournament. Hey, it's good to see you getting this far. We're going to keep seeing how far it goes. But they've taken a game against Team Envy now. They are getting closer and closer to championship games. I think at this point, I'm just going to start treating them like they are a legitimate threat to the title.
I think they're a legitimate threat to top two based on what I've seen so far. I don't know if they can beat NRG, but from what I've seen up until now. But I don't think anybody looks like they're going to beat NRG this weekend based on what we've seen from all the teams. NRG just look like they're in a level of their own. Drop game one to Omelette here, very carelessly. Something you'd expect from a rookie team like Omelette, but not something you'd expect to see out of now veterans, especially Turbo. But even Atomic and Miss now, they've got multiple seasons at the highest level under their belt. That's a miss on the back wall, but Miss ran out of boost. So now it's another counter-attack opportunity. Luke going to go wide. That's smart play by him. Setting up a long-range air dribble. Fakes it underneath.
Oh, wow.
Luke. Oh, my goodness. The 1v3 from Luke. That has absolutely destroyed Envy in game 2.
Phenomenal. Purely phenomenal by Luke. He has looked at one of the best emerging rosters in North America and 1v3'd them like it was nothing.
Literal 1v3. There is no other play, maybe even a 1v4, because he actually dribbled past one of the players from Envy, who then retreated back to defend the net and got dribbled again by, well, not even dribbled, he just got outplayed by that pitch.
What is happening with these plays? I've got to bring this up now. This is the third time we've seen a passing play from Envy, and the shot is a nothing.
Yeah, the shooting really is a letdown for me in a lot of these positions. Look at what's happening now with Omelette. They are playing with such confidence. Luke is woken them up. Now he's waiting on the mid-boost spawn there. Does get it. Very risky play, though, to just be waiting for a mid-boosted threes. Envy must be completely surprised now. This is something that you'd never expected to see coming out of Omelette.
I mean, his name's Luke.
Honestly, it's amazing.
Luke chooses to call himself Luke and then just do something that ridiculous.
He's such a nice little boy as well. We saw him in Mafia yesterday. Just honestly, such an innocent player. But he is deadly. Now he's in a 1v2 here. He avoids the bump and gets the save. Luke is stepping up here. What a performance in game 2.
The Lion Blaze looks to take over. That's not a great first touch, but Envy's so slow to figure it out. It's going to be knocked into their corner. I think there's a slight hint of desperation as Luke again, massive on the goal line. Envy have got to start establishing that they are the dominant team here. Because Omelette are getting more and more confident as the minutes go by. You'd want to try and put them on the back foot as quickly as possible. Flex your veteran status. Hit Turbo! And there is veteran status for you.
Finally, Envy start hitting some proper shots. We were wondering if this was going to be a consistent problem for them today. Turbo just sniped that top corner. Great air roll forward at the end there to add some power to the shot as well.
And Turbo has been the one that I think has been shooting pretty well. It was his power shot from his own side of the field that really tested the defense in game 1, and now it's his shot here that is doing just as well. We've got to see the same from Mist especially. He is been the one that has been fluffing the lines, and there is going to be off the backboard. Luke sets up Freshness, unchallenged! Oh, Turbo in and out! He is having a great series of his own.
Yeah, clutch from Turbo. Envy need him now more than ever. You wouldn't expect it to be the Omelette series that Envy need Turbo to step up and put on the carry pants. Maybe a slight bit out of position and out of boost in game 1, but that's not been the case in game number 2 here. What a performance. Luke versus Turbo.
Only in esports, but that's why we love it. Turbo off the wall. Atomic takes his own shot, but Luke, as always, manages to escape Turbo, constantly bumping him. As the Freshness just awaits his opportunity, and Mist wasn't aware of it at all. He thought he had the chance to go and look for more bumps. Instead, Freshness has now won 2 challenges, and he's got his team on the offensive. Lion Blaze pops up. First touch did offer Mist his chance to move in. More importantly, Omelette still got the offensive side of the field. So look to try and lock it down. Good block. Lion Blaze moves in. Turbo tried to take 2 out. Atomic can't move in. Instead, Lion Blaze, he's got a midfield option! And the pass was too heavy. Atomic will break away.
Lion Blaze did well there. You think that the arrival could have been more well-timed, maybe.
I did not see the last defender. Did not see him at all.
I thought that was it.
I thought that was it.
Yeah, that would have been a heartbreaking way to concede. No, the dive in there made sense. You got to just go straight for the ball in that position. Give your goalkeeper time to follow up.
Still 1 each. Half a minute left to play. Lion Blaze does get the ball taken away by Mist. Atomic will help out. There's another pass that has absolutely no chance of the attacker coming to take it. And here is Turbo. That did score the equalizing goal. Kind of a wasteful ball, actually, from Luke. He's dropped his straight into
double
Atomic,
demo.
who walks the ball in. Double demo. And Luke will be wanting to see that one back.
So Turbo is just angered by his wet noodle shot that he put on net before that. Cleans out the entire defense and leaves it wide open for Atomic. 1 goal lead for Team Envy with 15 seconds left.
And this has been a game that really has got the heart rate going a little bit more. Freshness on the far side. Lion Blaze tries to force the challenge. It's a good position, actually, for Envy to play. That's the last thing that you want to hear if you're an Omelette fan. Or if you're just a neutral fan, actually. I'm sure they would have got plenty of them throughout this week. But a huge bump will lead to the end of it. Team Envy have answered back.
What a comeback by Envy. And Turbo really showing his worth in that one with a brilliant shot to equalize and the double demo to assist Atomic's goal. Luke you can't think he's going to play much better than that game. He had so many last-ditch saves. He had the 1v4 floor pinch solo effort, but still it wasn't enough. And that's the problem of playing against someone like Turbo, is you can play the game of your life and still lose. Envy needed that, though, as it was Omelette who were on the rise. And if you win a game 2 there, especially a game 2 where Luke's got a massive solo play like that, they're just going to have so much confidence going into the remainder of the series. But we're all even now, and it's hard to pick a favorite from this position.
I could, I'm just a spectator, and even my heart sort of dropped for Luke. The moment we saw him try and play it out towards the end of that last game, and he drops it straight into the middle. He's got Atomic picking it up, and then he looks behind him with the ball cam, and he just goes, oh, this has not worked out for us at all. It was truly heart-wrenching, but if you're Team Envy, it is the perfect scenario, and they're going to look to try and capitalize it in game number 3. Whoever wins this, moving on to match point. Can Team Envy stifle the rise of one of the most impressive rosters we have had this week?
We've got a series here for sure. This is what you want to see from Envy. A fight, just a proper war where they're really taking the game to their opponents and trying to force mistakes, trying to be assertive, use their mechanics, use their intelligence to their advantage. But it's not something we saw too often yesterday. It's great that we get to see it today. Hopefully that will continue onwards in the remainder of their run in this tournament.
Luke for the backboard. That has been an area that Envy have struggled previously, but this time around Mist covers it very well. This is actually looking a little sloppy in the corner from Omelette. Lion Blaze cannot get it past. Instead it is over to Mist. Great play to take out one player. Freshness will help. Team Envy will try and lock down as Turbo has removed himself from the play, trying to go for the challenge. As always, Luke seems to be the deciding factor whenever his team is starting to get a little bit roughed up. He is the one that has removed the danger.
Yeah, he's earned the respect of Envy now. They know that they need to take him very, very seriously, and they need to be careful of him when he's on the ball. Tricky little player with his mind games. Mid-air mind games. Even harder to read than usual. Freshness almost got on the end of that pass from Luke. Lion Blaze is alone in defense briefly. Turbo's going to put it right over him. Perfect timing on the half volley clear though from Lion Blaze. Sends it out to the halfway line. But nobody's going to challenge Turbo, who beats everybody to it. Good save by Luke again. Turbo is still finding his way into this game with ease. He is at the center of everything that's happening.
It's the corner. Lion Blaze does stick around. Envy kind of flopping a little bit here, as the pass for Freshness will be collected. Does get the challenge against Miss. Lion Blaze might try and pop instead over to the wall. A little bit heavy on his first touch, though. Gives it to Atomic, but that is a fantastic block. Both teams just trying to cause that one mistake from the other. Not really too many attempts at the outplay. Instead off the backboard, Mist will not provide the mistake. Instead, he is taking the ball all the way to the other side. Asks Freshness a few questions, actually. This is a good position for Envy to work with. Another demo will lead to another goal.
Great work by Team Envy. Love this by Turbo, just smacking the ball up into the ceiling. Much easier for the defense to read it if it comes around the corner, straight into them. But these ceiling bounces, they get all eyes looking upwards. It's harder to see the demo coming when you're looking up in the air like that. That was the moment that Envy needed to strike. Now they're going for it again. This one's bouncing down. Turbo's there. And another pinpoint accurate shot by Turbo. 2-0. Envy have asserted their authority.
If you ever wanted a great example as to what Turbo does, this series has certainly been it. No flip resets, no double taps, just pure efficiency. And it is a quick reminder that whoever loses this is not out of the tournament, but this is one of those tournaments that is not running an advantage in the finals. It is a bracket reset. So staying in the top and the upper half of the tournament is so important.
Absolutely. Now, this is totally new though, well, at least compared to NRG Turbo Pulsar. We rarely saw him leading the attack. That's a goal for freshness. Good demo by Omelette to leave this one undefended. Missed, really not doing a
I've never seen Lion Blaze hit the brakes so hard.
Yeah, he just didn't want to. I mean, he doesn't want to go for a goal steal after seeing what happened to Squishy in the previous series. I'm really curious though, with this new role that Turbo's playing. You thought that he would do a similar job for Envy as he did for NRG, just sweeping up and finishing off a lot of offensive plays after Justin has started it. But he's been leading the offense today. He's been going in first, and that's not something you would expect when Atomic is on the team, when Mist is on the team. Good save by Mist there. It's Omelette who are fighting back late in this game. What a series they're playing. They're going to be proud of their performance this tournament regardless of what happens, but can they find one more? Freshness as a reset on the ceiling. It's going to bounce well for Lion Blaze. He puts it high. No one able to follow up, and Luke puts it in. This offense from Omelette is so good.
Atomic is just on the goal line. He knows he's beat. Phenomenal passing play. And Omelette have made the 2-goal comeback stick. It was the exact same that we have seen earlier on. Now Omelette have got their own. Missed over the corner. It's going to be Atomic to try and put his team back up, but another fantastic save from Luke, who has been absolutely phenomenal. Both sides of the ball. Freshness! He's up by 1! And Omelette are on their way towards match point.
Lion Blaze to Luke, to Freshness. Bing, bang, boom, that's the goal. And the team plays are just so impressive from these guys. Where have they come from with all of this offense, with all this experience? Every single time they're looking for the selfless option, but it's going to be the 1v1 play for Luke that puts him 2 ahead. No one to pass to, but he doesn't need anyone in this one. Envy from 2 goals ahead to 2 goals down in the blink of an eye.
Luke, make sure you are saving these replays. Treasure them. Make sure you name them. Because this is the performance of a lifetime from him. 2 goals now to the betterment. 1 minute left. Envy have got it all to do. And Luke continues to play the ball onwards. He's got 2 players against him. Over to the far corner. He's going to steal himself a little bit more. Here's Team Envy now on the hunt. Over to the corner. It's going to bounce dangerously. Atomic tried to take out Luke, who avoids the bump. And this is so much more crucial time off the clock. They're going to have to do a lot of defense here without Freshness. He's on 0 boost, and he's going to take a long time to get back. That's going to mean Turbo could take a shot, but again, Luke is just reading everything.
What a save. He just dove right across the box there to cut off the infield passing angle. That was a really good infield passing play from Envy, has to be said. Would have easily scored on many a team there. But this is just such a great performance. Oh, that's a save. That's a bad save though. Overall, Omelette have been doing well, but this one slipped past them. Mist kept it in an awkward position. It looks like everybody had their eyes on Atomic, who was just flying by as a distraction.
I mean, the Rocket League gods have said, nah, it cannot be that easy. We had to get at least some sort of tight ending to this game. What have Envy got? They've got possession. Mist prioritizing the 100 boost means Freshness can take the ball to the other side of the field. Lion Blaze pops the ball up. He looks to try and take the win. That'll secure it. Omelette move on to match point off another goal from Lion Blaze.
And the panic is over. There was, got to be a moment in comms there for Omelette after that 3rd goal went in for Envy, where they're all trying to stay focused and stay calm. Such a nice late pickup there, get their 2-goal cushion back and put this game beyond all doubt. They're on double match point against Envy, who are the current team in form going into this tournament. They were the winners of the most recent event where all the top teams in NA were playing threes against each other. But Omelette's offense is just something else. It's not just a team of players who are all making good solo efforts and flashy mechanical displays. These passing plays are so well done to keep the ball alive in front of the Envy goal for as long as they do, and to set up so many threatening chances. I couldn't be more impressed with what I'm seeing from them.
And you usually get very worried as well when you do see one player popping off, that you start to think, oh god, this team might actually start relying on this player too much. Instead, everyone else has stepped up with Luke now in game number 3. Flipping over to the other side of the coin, though, Team Envy, we spoke earlier on that their shooting accuracy wasn't all that great. It looks a little better now, but now they're struggling to create the opportunities to take advantage of their newfound accuracy.
It looks like they might have just gotten a bit too comfortable in this game, and I can't really blame them, because they came back to win the second game of this series. They go 2-0 ahead in game 3, and it looks like another case of the underdog team, starting off strong, and then the veterans showing them how it's done, adapting mid-series to everything that they're doing. But suddenly, Omelette just came alive with some ridiculous offensive pressure. No overextensions, no double commitments, no weak shots, just constant outplays, and Envy just fell apart.
I mentioned before this that we are guaranteed one of our qualifying teams making it into top 4. Omelette getting a bit greedy about it. They want top 3 at least. And they want that spot against NRG in our upper finals. Turbo, he also wants to just continue to add on to the revenge after his previous win against NRG in the Brawl Finals, but he's going to have to work for it. A shot over the top. Turbo will recover. Now looks to try and transition. Turbo has been the one shining light so far on Envy. He's going to have to keep doing that if his team's going to make the comeback happen.
Yeah, Turbo needs to play at his best here. The entire team needs to play at their best. I said earlier on that I hadn't seen enough from Omelette yet to think that they've got a chance against an NRG team. But after game 3 predominantly of this series, got to start swaying my opinion there in the opposite direction.
You're joining me? You're joining me on the hype
look
train?
like the real deal there. I mean, when they can do that to Envy in the playoff bracket, that shows you that they mean business. They're not just riding some momentum that they got from qualifying, scraping in. Like, they're still undefeated in this tournament.
Freshness can't quite get the ball pass clean from Mist, but he has got Lion Blaze on the ball. If there's anyone you wanted on it, it was Lion Blaze. Couldn't quite make the most of the opportunity, though. And now Mist with Turbo in the midfield. Turbo got bumped out. It was never going to be a passing option anymore. This could drop straight down Atomic. Would have liked it just to drop straight onto his hood. Didn't do so. Envy with a pass over to Atomic. They get another shot at this, and it's another save. Omelette holding on to the 0-0. For how much longer? Envy will not want to give this up without a fight. Turbo cannot get the midfield challenge. Now Freshness and Luke aiming for the demo, and it is going to be saved by Mist. He was always shadowing for his teammate. Turbo transition. Lion Blaze has been taken out, and Turbo puts Envy up by 1.
Brilliant counter-attack with Mist running ahead, forcing Lion Blaze into the goal. You know what, though? Lion Blaze wasn't too far off saving that. It was a great effort. But Turbo played it perfectly. When you see your teammate chasing the goalkeeper into the net like that, you've just got to try and do 2 things. One is keep the shot low, and number 2, get some lateral movement on it as well, because it's impossible for a goalie who's diving out of his net like that to dodge in 2 directions. They can't jump down and dodge at the same time. So Turbo basically made it impossible to save.
Envy have got themselves a lifeline here. Has come from Turbo's shot, but Luke will continue to be a pest. Has been phenomenal throughout this series thus far. The rest of the team has followed him, but Lion Blaze would have not wanted that one to hit straight into Atomic, who continues to move forwards. It's the one that I want to see a little bit more from, considering I believe he's got the strongest mechanics of his team. There's Turbo looking for the set. Envy doing a much better job here. They've made Omelette look a little bit more ordinary in the opening half of this game. They've struggled to put too much together. Now off a great challenge from Freshness. Mist will be the last person back. And clear with good power.
Yeah, Envy looked very scary today as well, and that's what's made this this lead for Omelette so impressive to me. Is Envy aren't the same sleeping giant that they were yesterday, with everybody hiding behind the ball in defense. They've really been taking the game to Omelette and trying to win positions based on their mechanical ability. They've been able to at times. That's wide open for Turbo. Actually, no, the last-ditch save by Freshness keeps the game at a 1-goal tie. Good knock on from Luke. Can he get another touch? No, just misses it, and it's cleared by Atomic, and that's going to be a chase that Freshness can't catch up with. 2-0, and Envy don't need to hold on for as long this time.
Oh, a banger clear. Atomic leaves Freshness with absolutely no chance. That was the scary part for Omelette. They did get too hasty with trying to find their next goal. End up handing away a second one, and now Luke, maybe with an infield passing option, over to Freshness! And that lead has been cut in half immediately.
Just clinical. What a play by Freshness. Following up on that pass to perfection, and look at no boost there, so he could only just reach the ball barely. Freshness was so quick to it. Slams it in the top corner. That's just beautiful once again from Omelette.
50 seconds left. They are back on the push. Lion Blaze hunting down Atomic. He's removed him. Now with Freshness off the ceiling. He's already shown what he can do off the ceiling previously, but the first touch too heavy. And he could not catch up to it in time. Turbo looks to try and put this game out of reach. Luke clears, and Turbo so close to getting the dunk. Another long clear. Another few seconds wasted off the clock. Envy desperate to hit that game 5.
Yeah, really not long left now, and Envy are trying to stop these attacks before they reach the final third, as they've seen what happens when you let Omelette come at you. Not easy to stop their passing plays from close range, so they're trying to shut everything down early, and they have the great opportunity here to just secure this game. A little bit of space for Lion Blaze. That's on target, and it's saved well by Atomic.
But they're still over in a good position. Luke to the midfield. Turbo avoids being bumped, and that is massive for his team. But this is one more opportunity! Luke will tie us up! Omelette, 1 goal away!
Are you joking? Luke saved some of the script for someone else. How many times is this man going to show up and show up huge for his team? They've done it again, 2-2.
Game 5 or top 3? Which is it going to be now? Over to the corner. Atomic picks himself up at 100. He's got challenged immediately, though. Took far too long setting himself up, and Turbo's handed it straight over to Freshness. Launches over to the back corner. He's already got a teammate waiting for him. This is going to be awkward. Lion Blaze to win it! Off the top of mist, Lion Blaze will take it! Omelette will be meeting NRG in the upper finals!
Oh my goodness. Envy are in shock. The GGs came out immediately from Omelette, who must be over the moon, but Envy just sat there for a minute like, what just happened?
You know what?
We were
Hats
winning
off
this
to them.
game.
Hats off. I can't believe they even managed to keep themselves calm enough to type out GGs. I'd just press T, slam my hand on the keyboard. I'm out of this lobby. Well done to them. And they have secured top 3. Team Envy have got a date with Plot Twist in the lower bracket.
My goodness. You know, I'm seeing a lot of people calling this an Envy throw. Far from it. This was just brilliant.
You know what?
Brilliant.
I said hats off to them. Everyone can see my lockdown hair now. I'm legitimately taking my hat off because I'm roasting after that. Wow. What a series.
Just unreal. Envy played well. They looked so much more alive offensively, and they looked so much sharper with their mechanics today. You know, there's a handful of double commits, but every single team in this tournament's had those at times. But Omelette are just something else. They really do have a difficult offense to read. The passing plays in the final third, keeping the ball alive and keeping the chance to win this game alive in the final third. It shows experience far beyond what they should be capable of, given what they've done in Rocket League before this. Especially, someone like Lion Blaze, who is forever, making it so close to success, constantly at the bottom of the rival series. But now he is showing up once again in the highest level of play. Luke and Freshness are just popping off. Luke might be just MVP of the tournament at this point.
Yeah,
after that
that
play.
is one of the most impressive individual performances I have seen in some time. Luke just
I don't know
exploded midway through the series, and the rest of his team followed suit. But it was that midway through the series pop-off that started the beginning of their victory. That was great, honestly. Sometimes it needs analysis. Sometimes you just have to keep saying how phenomenal it was. This is one of those occasions.
Yeah, just hats off, like you said, to Omelette.
No, I'm putting the hat back on. This is bad, dude. This is real bad.
Yeah, hide that here, Shogun.
Yeah, it's not good.
But Omelette will play against NRG in the winners' finals of the bracket tomorrow. And against all odds, Envy will play for the tournament life later on against Plot Twist. But we'll be back in 5 with the setup for Rogue against Space Station Gaming.